Hello, this is Dino again for the Hair Revolution. Thank you for watching video number 3, the Hair Revolution. In this video, I'm going to tell you about advanced customization, something that can only be done through InvisaBlend because it's so advanced. Alright, so now just to give you a little summary, in the last videos we had just before this was all about, if we start off with the first video, was about the introduction of InvisaBlend. And what it showed you was that the unique InvisaBlend process does 2 key things, and this is just a short summary. One thing it does is that it's the first and only method that adds hair and leaves your existing hair alone and allows your own hair to be free, to grow free, to have full access to the scalp. So that's the most important thing. This is the only method that is the method that allows your hair to grow free, doesn't interrupt your own hair. And the second thing is that it's the only method that's as close as possible to invisible. It is the most invisible, natural way to put hair on. And these 2 things are all because of the translucent blending strand, which is right here, which you can't see. And I showed you this on video 1, so I'm not going to get into it too much. And then we put 1 hair at a time onto that. And then 1 hair at a time gives us this finished product, which is very light and sheer. And this gets blended between your own hair. And again, if you haven't seen video 1, please inquire. Please contact us and we'll send you video 1 because it explains all about this in greater detail. Okay? And now we're going to get into the advanced customization. Alright? And by the way, the video before this, video 2, was about attachment, which is very important. If you didn't watch that video, call us or contact us in some sort of way and ask us about the video 2, all about attachment. Okay, now this video again is about advanced customization. And this is only due to the invention of the translucent blending strands. Here's something very important. This can be customized for anybody, and I want to make that very clear to everyone. There's not a human being on earth that has any hair situation that this InvisaBlend concept cannot adjust to. So it adjusts to every single individual situation. No matter if someone is completely bald like the palm of my hand, or they just want more volume on the bottom, or they're thin on the top, any mixture, any situation whatsoever, okay? Now we're going to get into why and how we customize these according to each individual. So number 1, here's what it starts off with. This translucent blending strand is custom made. I'm going to bring it up a little closer so it's a little hard to see. And notice again, as I said in video 1, when this makes connection to the scalp or the skin, it disappears, just like you can't see it on my face. Okay? And that's the point, and it's very soft. Alright? This is what we add hair to, and this is what goes in between your hair. Now, these are customized. I'm going to walk through how they're customized. These are customized first by density percentages. So number 1, we can put any percentage of density on this. I'm going to give you some examples. We can do a 25% density. Okay? 25% density means that we're only putting 25% hair on those invisible threads. Just 25%. It means that it's 75% bare, if you will. So it's a very extreme fine amount of hair volume added in, which some people want. As another example, there's a 50% density. I'm going to give you an example of a 50% density. This here is a 50% density. It's very sheer. Look, you can see right through it. I can see right through it. It's very, very sheer. It's very hard to see. I just flipped it. This is a 50% density. So imagine a 25% density is going to be half that volume. Then there's a 75% density, which is going to be more than this. Then there's 100% density. Then there's 125, and there's 150. And we can create any density. We can go down to a 10% density. That's the art of this. Now, to go a little deeper, it's not just for one person. We create a different density per each area of the head. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that you have somebody that has very thin hair on the top, and they need something like a 75% density, but they want more volume on the bottom. What we would do then in that case is we would put a 75% density on top if they needed that, and then if they needed less on the bottom, we might put a 25% density just to beef up or give a little volume on the bottom. Or any combination. Sometimes we mix 3, 4, 5 different densities in a different part of the head. The purpose of doing that, this is very important for everyone to realize in reference to adding hair, okay? When I say adding hair, I mean people that need more hair volume, no matter how little, no matter how much, no matter what situation. What's very important for everyone to realize that is not being done in the industry is customizing specific percentages of hair in each area. The reason? To create balance. Please don't forget that word. Balance is key. What balance means is that there's been the proper volume of hair added in specific areas that the finished product, or you as a finished product, you have a perfectly even volume of hair. So to produce and create a perfectly even volume of hair, you need to put different percentages in different areas to create that. All right, so I hope that makes sense to you. When you do a weave, any kind of weave, any type of an extension, any type of hair system, any type of wig, any type of adding of hair of any sort, it doesn't create the balance. So I'm going to give you an example. There's hair systems out there that people have thin hair, and they usually have thin hair mostly on top, and they add hair on top. But a lot of women have thin hair on top, and their sides are thin. Maybe not as much as the top, but the sides are still thin. So they add hair on the top, and they let the hair fall over and drape into the other hair. Now it works as long as you're standing upright like this, and as long as you style it, but if the wind blows and you move it, you then see this area is thinner than this area. Now you have an imbalance. So as an example, that client's walking around with thin hair here, less thin hair here. Then she gets a hair system of some sort. Now she has thicker hair here, but if this moves and you lift it up, she's got thinner hair there. It's still an imbalance. I want to get something across to you what balance means. Balance means that no matter which way you move your hair, no matter which way you style it, no matter which way you swing your hair around, no matter which way the wind blows, it's perfectly even in volume everywhere. That's what creates a perfect natural look that you don't have to think about. Now, and here's what's very important. When I say don't think about it, I mean if you have a purely natural head of hair, that hair was added and was created in a natural way and it was balanced, you can walk around without a thought in your mind. You won't be thinking about your hair anymore because no matter what situation you're in, I don't care if somebody throws you in the pool, I don't care if the wind blows, your hair will always look purely 100% natural, and you won't have to walk around thinking about your hair. And for anyone out there that doesn't know what I mean about thinking about your hair, people that wear hair have to walk around conscious about their hair. Because when they add hair, a weave, any hair extension, any hair system, any hair piece, any wig, they have to walk around consciously thinking about their hair. It's set in place, and can I do this, and can I do this, and everything I do, I gotta watch my hair. You don't have a clear mind because you're always thinking about your hair. That's not the way to live. The way to live is to have a beautiful head of hair that you're comfortable with, that you can walk around and you don't think about your hair because it's just like your own. That's what you should achieve. And balance is part of achieving that. That's why I bring up balance is very important. Now, I told you about density and all the different densities. Now I'm going to go into something else about the specific customization that only InvisaBlend does. This invisible blending strand that I held up to the camera before, and the finished product here that I held up to the camera before, these are made not only in different densities, but different millimeter openings. So as an example, let me give you an example again. This here, this opening, again, hopefully we can see it. Okay, that opening is called an M20. That means a 20 millimeter opening. What that means is that wherever we feed this in between your hair, you have to have enough hair to fill this in. Remember, this is the first and only true enhancement. An enhancement means that it's more of you. We're just enhancing what you already have. We're enhancing the beauty that you already have. We're respecting your existing hair. We just want to add more to it to bring it alive. And that's what this does. So for you to have an M20, 20 millimeter opening in a given area, whether it's down here or up there, you have to have enough hair to fill the openings. If you do not, now I'm going to show you the different opening sizes. So let's say you don't have enough. It's in this booklet here. This here, let's see if you can see this, because this is in a booklet, because if not, we lose this. You can see that, that's called an M20, like as the one I showed you. If you don't have enough hair in a given area, I don't know if you can see, there are minor changes, but the minor changes make all the difference. This is an M15. The millimeter openings go down to an M15. Let's go down to another one. This here is an M13. Slight variations, but it makes all the difference in the world. So now see, and again, it had to be put on this plastic thing because otherwise if I held it up, I would lose it. All right, so hopefully you can see that. Let's go down. If that's not enough in a given area, it goes down to an M10. If that's not enough, it goes down to an M9. If that's not enough, it goes down to an M8. So it keeps getting smaller, all the way down to an M1. Now I want to explain what M1 is. M1 means the millimeter opening is only 1 millimeter. It's very fine. A millimeter one, an M1, is only for a bald area. So as an example, I showed you all the different millimeters. Now I'm going to show you a millimeter one of the translucent blending strand. I'm going to hold it on my chin. This is a millimeter one. Okay? See how I'm holding on my chin, the sheerness of this? This is an example of showing a millimeter one without hair here and with hair here. It's only for that demonstration. It doesn't come in like this. This is to show you millimeter one without hair, millimeter two with hair. Look how translucent it is. Look if I put it on my chin. Look how it looks like it's growing right out of my chin. Now, there's something special we do with this. What we do with this that's so special, we have that microscopic tip instrument that I mentioned in another video that has a miniaturized hook that the naked eye cannot see. It's microscopic, that grabs one human hair at a time. And again, the reason why? That's the way hair grows out of the human head. One hair at a time. We want to duplicate that. We want to duplicate real, natural hair growth. And that's what this does with this InvisaBlend concept. So as an example, on the M1, we add one hair at a time. That's step one. This is for a bald area again, okay? So now I'm going to explain something to you about the bald area. This can be mixed up with the open blending strand. So we might mix, so let's say somebody's just bald in the hairline. We might mix this in just the front hairline. And let's say there's 75% thin on top. We might mix an M13 up there. And let's say they want length. We might mix then an M20 in there. So we can interchange and intermix any of the different openings of the translucent blending strand. Okay? So that's very important to understand because it's part of the extreme and advanced customization of this InvisaBlend concept. Now, with another thing said, I want to explain about a hairline because this M1 is for creating a real hairline on a bald area. So to get this point across to you, this is only for a bald area, and all the other open blending strands are only for areas that you have hair to feed in between, okay? So now, for a bald area, here's what we do. We take that microscopic tip instrument and we plant one hair at a time on this, and that's only part of it. We stagger the hairs, and I'm not sure how clear you can see this, but staggering means we never make an even hairline. To create a real natural front hairline, you don't make it even because hairlines are not even. And if you don't understand that, please look at somebody's real growing hair and look at the hairline. You're going to see it's far from even. The shape of it, as this being one of many examples, is far from straight across. It's uneven. The second thing is that we graduate the hairs. Graduating hairs means you never put all the hairs evenly across in the same volume. You put less density in the very beginning, staggered, and then you slowly increase the density as you come down. And again, I'm not sure how clear this is in the camera, but if you can see that, in the very beginning, there's less hairs, and then it gradually gets into a heavier density, from thinner in the front to more, to more, to more, because that's exactly how a real hairline grows. So what we're doing is we're duplicating a natural hairline. So now, the next thing we do, no matter what hair color is, we put different shadings in the front. If you put a slightly different shade in the front, mixed with your color that you want, and you mix a couple different shades, it makes the front hairline partially see-through to create an extremely natural look. So that's number 3, okay? Then number 4, we never leave all the hairs in the front hairline the same length. We stagger different hair lengths. Not only baby hairs, but different hair lengths, because a real natural hairline has different hair lengths within it. So let's say that you have 5-inch hair, the hair is 5 inches or 8 inches or 10 inches, the front's going to have all little different hair lengths. So it's a combination of all of these things that makes an impeccable, natural front hairline when you're creating one from scratch where you have no hair, okay? So in summary again, it's the translucent blending strand that you see right through, you don't see anything, all right? It's going to look like a natural hairline. And secondly, it's making the hairline staggered, not straight. And third, it's graduating the density from thinner in the front to less. Next, it's putting different color tones in the front, very, very slightly, so you can see through it. And then lastly, we cut all little different hair lengths in the front. It creates an incredible natural hairline. So now, to demonstrate this hairline, you see it here. I want to show you a finished product. And let's see how clear this camera can be. But I wear hair. Now, just to let you know, this is not my hair. The whole top, I have no hair. See the palm of my hand? The palm of my hand, that's the amount of hair I have on my head without adding the InvisaBlend on. And since I'm bald, I am a candidate for the M1. Okay? If I had hair, I would not be a candidate for this. If I had a little bald spot, I'd be a candidate for a little bit of this and more of the open blending strand. So I hope that makes sense to you. But using me, you've seen this in my hand. Now I'm going to get up close. Hopefully you can see my hairline. And I purposely combed my hair off my face. Now notice the very front hairline. I have it combed off my face. Notice how you can see through the front hairline, okay? That's part of the breakdown of what I said I was going to do. I made an uneven hairline. I made the hairs gradual from thin to thicker. I put different shadings in. I don't know if you could see that, but I put different shadings in like that. And I even cut little different lengths in there. But notice how you could see through. And even if I do this, look, I'll show you something. If I do that, look. You see right in there, I can split my hair anyway. Look, 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 look. See? So look at the incredible natural, and I purposely combed it off my face more so you can see that and see how you can just see right through there. All right, so I hope you get a good look at that. And I'll probably show you even a closer up of maybe a still picture also. But see how this is the result of the translucent blending strand, the M1, this, for a bald area, whether you're bald on the whole top like me, or whether you just have a little front hairline. So I want everyone to know, with this advanced technology, you can duplicate, and that's the key word, you can duplicate a real natural growing hairline that it looks like every hair is growing out of your head, okay? So that's very important. Now, on another note, in reference to the translucent blending strand, when we're blending in, if let's say that somebody was just thin in the top, the translucent blending strand is so fine, no matter if we use an M20, if we use an M13 or a 15, we mix it into the front hairline because this hardly has any edge. I mean, if you try to find an edge on this, it's edgeless basically because it's so translucent. Because this has one hair at a time on the so-called edge, if you want to call it that, when you blend this into someone's front hairline that's thin, it disappears. All you then see, you see a translucent, sort of transparent hairline. When somebody's thin, you see in through their hair, and they're very uncomfortable with it. So when we blend this in, this is the only method that you could go directly up front with somebody's thin hair. You could blend this in directly up front, and you won't even see it. You'll be able to wear it back off your face, and then you'll have thicker hair. All right, and it's very important, because if you know anything about the industry, every method in existence cannot do that. They add hair with a weave or an extension or some kind of hair system, and they can never go right up front. They have to set it back to hide it. You do not have to set this back. You can blend this in right in the front. So I want you to know that this advanced concept can fill in a bald area right up to the front. You can look straight into the front. And also a thin area, you can blend this in right up to the front and have hair right for the front. So it's extremely natural, okay? Now, another note in reference to hair texture, hair color. I want everyone to know it doesn't matter what kind of hair you have. We have every imaginable hair texture in existence. What we have here is that we can make any hair texture. But just to let you know, we have a texture ring. It has every texture on it, every stage. From the stage of straight, like this, look, that's straight hair, from bone straight hair, to a slight wave like this that has a slight little bend, to, and then we have a ring here that shows from a slight bend, and then it gets a little bit more of a bend, and then a little bit more of another bend, and it keeps getting wavier and wavier and curlier in baby steps. So when you take a look at this, when we customize this, it just keeps going. It keeps going, look, till it gets into different curls, all right? All the way down to, it can get into even this tightness. So as an example, if I show you this here, this here, look, it doesn't matter what texture. We could even do a soft, kinky texture. There's every imaginable texture that can be done with this concept. So now, in addition to the textures, same thing with colors. Colors, there's a color ring with 90 plus colors on it. Now here's the beautiful thing with colors. We can not only match your color, we'll match your color exact if you love your color, but because of this concept called the blending factor, InvisaBlend has the only blending factor, because it's one hair at a time, because it's one hair at a time spread apart, this here, because it's one hair at a time spread apart, when this blends in, you will never have a color problem. Any color you add will always match. So you pick an exact color because you want that exact color. But if you feel like you want the hair color to be slightly lighter or slightly darker or slightly redder, you can get slightly different variations of colors differently than your own. It'll still blend in and it will appear as a highlight. Next, if you want highlights, you can still get highlights in your hair, although you can have highlights customized right into the translucent blending strand. If you customize them in there, you can be extremely precise. You could say you want 40% of this color and 60% of this color, 33% of this color and 33% of this color and 33% of that color. You can mix precise volumes. You can mix them in evenly, like this is an example of just about 3 colors mixed in evenly on that, or you can streak form it. You can do different kind of streaks. If you have highlights built into this, you will have fresh highlights that are always down to the root, that will always look first day fresh every day. Meaning, they'll never grow a root. They'll always look like they're just done. So you'll enjoy the beauty of perfect highlights that don't grow roots. That'll allow you to still highlight your hair if you want, or you won't have to highlight your hair anymore. That's the beauty of it. Now, even with color, if you color your hair and you get roots, you can still color your hair with this, no problem. Although all of our clients go 2 to 3 times longer without the need of coloring the hair. Because when this is blended in between your hair, what's going to happen, it's going to camouflage your roots because it's such an even blend. When you put one hair at a time, evenly dispersed in between your hair, it's going to hide the roots because it's like one of your hairs, one of ours. One of yours, one of ours. One of yours, one of ours. When you blend something in that precise, it's going to fade away into your hair no matter what color you do, and your roots will not be seen. So you can color your roots as often as you want, although the fact remains, you will be able to go 2 to 3 times longer without the need of color, and that's another great benefit, okay? So now we mentioned about the texture, we mentioned about the color, we mentioned about the volume. Anything at all can be designed whatsoever, okay? Any texture, any color, any volume, any mixture whatsoever. So that's it now for talking about the customization, or I should say the advanced customization. So I want everyone to know, this last note, that it doesn't matter what hair situation you have, anything can be adjusted according to the invention of the translucent blending strand. So it doesn't matter what hair situation, doesn't matter what kind of hair you have. Do you need to perm your hair? No, you can do anything with it. So this translucent blending strand invention gives you more flexibility and is for more individuals than anything in existence, okay? So now, if you have any questions, you're welcome to contact me. Contact me and I'll answer any of your questions. If you did not receive a video of one of the prior videos, please contact me, okay? The next video is going to be about price. And there's something very detailed. You're not going to want to miss this one. The translucent blending strand, because of this invention, gives us the ability to give you over 100 price options. All right? So don't miss it. I'm going to go through how this is very affordable and very flexible, and it gives you the ability to pick your own price, and you won't be able to just have to pick one. You'll have many choices. So don't miss the next video. The next video is going to be about pricing, and I'm going to explain all about pricing. Okay? So again, if you have any questions, give us a call or give me a call. You can contact me by email or phone. And thank you for watching. Hello, I'm back. I forgot to tell you about the very next video, video number 4. Video number 4 coming up. The next video is going to be all about the best human hair in the world. I discovered the best human hair that exists on this planet. And I'm going to go over breakdowns of how I discovered this and why it is the best. I'm going to go through all the other different types of human hair that exist also, and then explain about this one. So stay tuned for the very next video. It's about the best human hair in the world. See you soon.